We're kicking things off with Dan Joseph. He's going one-on-one with the Western Roughneck, Jesse James.
And remember, Howdy Price has his eye on recruiting Jesse James.
I'm ready. Let's head to the ring.
Jesse James, one tough customer. Seen him in there with the likes of Jack Cartwright. We've seen him even on pay-per-view on Primetime Live. Took on Platinum Max Caster. Of course, has gone on to sign with All Elite Wrestling. And recently, this big man got the business card of Howdy Price. We don't see Howdy out there with him now. We don't know if any sort of business decision has been made.
And introducing his opponent from Buffalo, New York, weighing in at 207 pounds, Dan Joseph.
We continue, guys, to see this just no nonsense in the eyes of Dan Joseph. Ever since losing his television title, lost his rematch, but returned to his winning ways a couple weeks ago with a victory over very tough and athletic Jordan Cruz. And even Dan Joseph's got a tall order here in the Western Roughneck.
Yeah, the Western Roughneck, he is as rough and tumble as they come, but you just look at Dan Joseph. Looks like he's recalibrated a little bit, and he looks ready in his own right.
Yeah, after a guy takes a loss, there's two ways they go. They go up or they go down typically. You don't see him stay stacked. Ooh, wow, right into the action.
Quick on the draw was Jesse James coming right at Dan Joseph.
Boy, wide open shot right to the back of the neck of Dan Joseph, and I think Jesse James out here with something to prove. He knows he's in there with a former television champion, and a win here can elevate you in a big way.
Yeah, Jesse James is a gunslinger, and the way he throws that right hand around during that lariat, he takes people's heads off, and he wasted no time getting into the action.
Total control thus far. Swing and a miss there, though. Dan Joseph out of the way. Looks to... That might be a losing proposition. Trying making it physical with Jesse James. Goes to agility, though, does Dan Joseph. Takes him down with a nice standing drop kick.
You can really see a size differential difference between Jesse James and Dan Joseph. It's not massive, but if you look at Jesse James' lower half, that guy's got some solid legs and hips on him. And if he gets moving, he's definitely going to be able to run Dan Joseph over. So Dan has got to stay out of the way of him.
It's sort of an interesting side of Dan Joseph, really jawing at Jesse James. We don't usually see that from Joseph. He would go right at his opponent, but now he's going after right in the corner.
Oh, look at the strength by Dan Joseph, just muscles up the Western Roughneck. It takes him pillar to post. I mean, adrenaline is flowing hot and heavy through the body of the former television champ.
Dan Joseph has been a man on a mission since losing that title to Levi Shapiro. And if he continues coming in and putting it on his opponents like this, he might have that title wrapped back around his waist in no time.
Oh, wow. Echoing off the walls of the Ocean View Pavilion.
That's what I'm saying. He's a gunslinger, and he has some serious power in that right hand.
Boy, talk about rawhide. The chest of Dan Joseph is going to be raw after these massive shots by the Western Roughneck. Incredible. I wonder, though, James, if Dan Joseph, he probably saw that attempted transaction as now the full mount and the ground and pound. Obviously, Dan Joseph has a whole lot of issues with Howdy Price and company.
I think that might be what led to Dan being so just vehement and so vocal. He has to be nonplussed about seeing the potential of Howdy Price getting involved with a competitor like Jesse James now. Probably seeing red.
No, I didn't think about that, but I always talk about guys getting emotionally charged up in there. And because of the history between Dan Joseph and Howdy Price, I'm sure that's playing a little bit of a role in why we're seeing such an aggressive Dan Joseph here on the program.
It's just heartbreaking to see Dan Joseph lose that title. He was such a fighting champion. Nice snapmare takedown right into the cover, wasting no motion. He had title defenses, did Dan Joseph, against Levi Shapiro several times, the current champion. The likes of Ice Williams, EJ Sparks, Tom Kubrick. He did it the right way. Levi Shapiro used a loaded glove.
Yeah, used a loaded glove, would use any shortcut that he could get his hand on. And, shot after shot that Levi got at Dan Joseph. It took everything to finally pry that championship away from him. Really got the short shrift, did Dan Joseph, and he is looking to stay back on the winning track now in the wake of that. But my goodness, Jesse James planting Dan Joseph, and again.
Wow, all the body weight down with that senton. That could do it. This is a fired up Jesse James and really having to put a lot of effort into kicking out. There's Dan Joseph.
Both competitors have been doing a fantastic job of chaining together several attacks, submissions, slams, or so forth, pin attempts, and it's doing a fantastic job of allowing them to really establish their offense.
Now, speaking of the reigning television champion, Levi Shapiro, we saw him in action defending the title last week, taking on EJ Sparks. Look at this big scoop by the big man. And now dropping the leg. There is Jesse James. And speaking of title matches, guys, tag team title main event still to come. Bodega challenging SoCal Distancing. Just found out that that's going to be going down. What a physical tag team title main event that looks to be.
And these two guys have been standing toe-to-toe like it's a duel at high noon.
Oh, my God.
I mean, man, these shots. Oh, what a shot. Right to the kisser. Dan Joseph might be out. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Need a quick roof repair, maybe 5, 10, 15 shingles?
Pro Shingle's new Speedy Shingle service is just what you need. It's quick, fast, and speedy.
They can help with even the smallest roofing repairs. Call Pro Shingle now, 901-258-6503. Recently named the best food truck in Memphis by the Memphis Flyer, New Wing Order is your main event for award-winning wings featuring more than 20 flavors, ranging from mild to scorching hot.
Oh yeah, New Wing Order has options for all tastes, and if you're looking to bring that award-winning flavor to your pantry, you can now purchase bottles of their championship Memphis buffalo sauce by visiting newwingorder.com.
Book them for their services or catering at newwingorder.com, and you can find the food truck on social media at New Wing Order.
That's what we do.
This portion of Championship Wrestling is presented by Platinum Jewelers.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Shop local this holiday season. Shop at Platinum Jewelers.
You know I will, but I'm not the only one.
What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop. Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. Go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
Last week on Championship Wrestling, we had another loaded card headlined by United TV champion Levi Shapiro and Howdy Price defending against EJ Sparks.
That is pure evidence. We saw him load the glove, James. We saw it.
Yeah, we saw it clear as day. EJ doesn't see it. Neither did the referee. EJ's got to be very careful here. Going for another big-time kick. Levi, with the loaded glove. The lights just turned out. He is crumbled.
Lights are out indeed. Went totally limp. Come on.
Plus, the future of the Women's Division Championship is in jeopardy.
We're friends. It's water under the bridge. But Heather, it really hurt coming from you. You want to know how much it hurt?
Oh my God! The equal opportunity assassin Ruby Ray's.
I know exactly how to fix this. We're going to have a tag team match. It's going to be Ruby Ray's and Cece Chanel against Heather Monroe and Halston Body. If you do not win this match, there is no women's title. Nothing!
All that and so much more on the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Watch episode 88 in full on our official YouTube channel at CW30 Wrestling.
Welcome back, everyone. What a physical opening contest this week on Championship Wrestling. Before the break, just a boot right to the face of Dan Joseph, who continues to fight on somehow, some way, trying to muscle over the Western Roughneck, does so after the jawbreaker. This thing has been an ugly, ugly war.
And Dan Joseph, you mentioned, showing his ability to fight on. He will pull out all the stops to win this matchup. It might not be hard to knock him down at times, but it's getting him to stay down that is the real tough proposition.
Got right to the old Boilermaker there. And now, again, a more physical Dan Joseph. And look at even beefing with the official a little bit. Dan Joseph is all kinds of fired up. Oh, another big shot. Boy, that is 2 big shots that he has eaten there, Blake.
You know, it's because he's getting distracted. He was arguing with the ref a little bit, wasn't paying attention to what was going on inside the ring, and it cost him.
Cover now after the vertical suplex. That was a long way to fall off the big frame of Jesse James.
Yeah, Dan Joseph showing a little frustration, took his eye off the ball, and now is behind the 8 ball yet again against Jesse James here, and a stiff shot right to the face.
You talked about distractions. Again, you know, I got to think that Dan Joseph doesn't sleep on the fact that Howdy Price offered, you know, that business proposition. Do you think that maybe Dan Joseph's keeping his head on a swivel, maybe expecting Howdy Price?
I think if you're Dan Joseph, you have to approach almost every match with that in mind. So again, like I said, nonplussed about the fact that Howdy Price trying to insert himself into yet another situation as Jesse James takes a little bit of a tumbleweed to the outside.
Man, look at the chest there. Did you see it there, Blake? Of Jesse James just wearing the scars of battle, and there you get a good look at it, man. That blood is bubbling up to the surface.
Like I said earlier, these 2 dudes have been dueling like it is the OK Corral at high noon.
Dan Joseph giving him a free autograph all over his pectoral muscles, and now going right at him on the outside. Again, this has been a real slugfest. And guys, we are just getting started.
Yeah, the amount of aggression and brutality that we are seeing here, each man giving as good as it gets, with maybe Joseph coming out the better for it. I wouldn't have pegged that in a slugfest going into this matchup.
Something that Dan Joseph needs to be careful of is they're on the outside of the ring, which means if someone like Howdy Price or Levi Shapiro comes rushing in, they're going to be able to surprise him much quicker than if you were inside the ring.
Oh, and maybe even more suspicious that Jesse James rolling right back the other side to keep this match outside. Another just thudding blow. Big clubbing shot by the former television champion, who is fighting like a man possessed. Fighting like a man that lost everything important to him. And, you know, that television title, it meant so much to him. He fought so hard to get it, and now right into the steps. And down goes Dan Joseph.
Something that gives me a funny feeling is how close to the ramp these guys are. If Levi Shapiro or Howdy Price come out, they are basically right there in the middle of the battle as soon as they come down that ramp.
And you got to think, you know, that Shapiro would love to have anybody, an enforcer, perhaps the likes of Jesse James, to keep Dan Joseph away from that title and another crack at it. Here's the cover. Forearm across the face. And, I mean, look at Dan Joseph here. What's he possibly got left?
Well, I think Jesse James turned the tide in this matchup. He caught Dan Joseph in the throat and then have sent him right into those steps, and it has been all Jesse James since that point.
Something else to notice, Jesse James threw him back inside the ring and then went for a pin attempt, which means Jesse thinks that Dan Joseph is probably close to being finished.
Well, I mean, and hard to argue with him, with what Dan Joseph has been put through since the opening bell. I mean, almost before the opening bell, he got completely jumped by Jesse James, but Dan Joseph has that never say die attitude.
I was just going to say, once you think that you have Dan Joseph beaten, is the time that the rug can be pulled out from underneath, and Dan Joseph, time and time again, will walk out the victor.
It's because it's hard to beat a guy that won't quit, and there is not an ounce of quit in Dan Joseph. Wow.
What a snap suplex by Dan Joseph, but it took a lot out of him too. Just muscling that big man up and over and into the cover, almost puts him away. I got to think, the tendons and ligaments of Dan Joseph, just the effort to muscle him over in the suplex, they got to be screaming on the former champ as well.
He's definitely in pain. You can see him holding his back, and you can see in his facial expressions, his back is not in good place right now.
Boy, I mean, this is a fight inside the squared circle, but the physicality of this fight would be right at home in the lights out cage where you live, Blake Troop. I mean, this has been just a striking physical war.
This has been a battle, man. Like I've said several times, it has been like a duel at the OK Corral. Wow, off the top rope, big clothesline by Dan Joseph.
You see the pain, but you see the determination also still just pulsing through Dan Joseph. Can't make a cover, though.
Right in the elbow. He might have hyperextended it there with the clothesline when he made contact with Jesse James. Hard to know exactly what happened there. So a bit of a sacrifice play by Dan Joseph. And again, but got something in that chop. This is a real war of attrition. Stop Bubble City in this one. Clothesline again, but the big man will not go down, at least not for the moment. Drops levels there. Reverse suplex the other way.
So several times now, Dan Joseph has gone for somewhat higher risk maneuvers. He went for off the top rope, almost hurt his elbow a little bit. That time he went for the slam and it got reversed. I'd like to see him do a better job of using lower risk techniques.
Saw Dan Joseph just staring at that hand, just sort of trying to will his body to cooperate so he can win this match. Going for a drop kick now, using those lower extremities. Might not be able to give as good as he gets with his arms anymore, but he can use those legs. He can use his whole body, can Dan Joseph.
He was looking for the instant replay, that DDT, but now the feet were on the ropes for the 1, 2, 3, a reversal of
Here is
fortune.
your winner, Jesse James.
Wow, what a physical battle. We take a look back at the action brought to you by Primetime Live, each and every week live on pay-per-view. And these two aren't done. Now a verbal war here, guys.
Yeah, still jawing at one another. What an incredible battle that was, though. The proverbial walloping melee between those two. Dan Joseph showing a lot of frustration.
That's what you call big on big, tough on tough. That was a physical war, but a frustrating loss for Dan Joseph, just when it looked like the former champ had gotten some of that all-important momentum back.
And it's at the hands of another one of Howdy Price's guys. God, that's got to hurt Dan Joseph.
Boy, the frustration palpable here, guys, for the former champion.
Welcome back to the studio. What a slugfest.
No kidding. Nobody hates losing more than Dan Joseph. You could see he was visually upset and not particularly happy with the official.